Hello, my name is Nikitah Rajput. I'm currently 17 years old and a student and academic scholar at St Leonard's School in St Andrews, Scotland. Some fun facts about me is that I love cooking, reading, writing, singing, and knitting. I'm aware that I may sound like somebody's grandmother, but I assure you that knitting is actually super fun. I'm the head of the Youth Ambassadors Club within NEDPro, and one of the idea generators behind the Mobile Teaching Kitchen project, which I'm sure you may learn about a lot today. It seems quite odd that an 8-year-old should be able to come up with an idea like our teaching kitchen, but to be honest, this is a work of collaboration. Nothing could have been achieved without the sincere help of everyone on the NEDPro team and their willingness to believe in a youth voice. This was back in 2016. However, this is why we truly believe here at NEDPro that the youth are our tomorrow, and there's no future where young people are not critical and key to the progression of our society. I would like to talk to you today a little about my experience with the development of the Mobile Teaching Kitchen. I believe that although it's unusual to see a child be part of something so large, it's really something that many more of us could do if we were given the right resources and the time of day. I'd like to talk to you about the origins of the Mobile Teaching Kitchen. So the Teaching Kitchen idea started from when I was 8 years old. I was bored out of my mind during a meeting, and this may seem like an unorthodox way to come up with a profound idea, and it was. However, the people around me had faith in the idea when all else seemed to fail. I remember quite vividly the day that it happened. I was sitting as usual in a meeting where many people did not speak the same language as me. We were all speaking English. However, a room full of academics tend to forget that an 8-year-old doesn't really understand words such as synthesize or corroborate. I was sitting in this meeting as someone's child, and also as someone who had been quite heavily involved with NEDPro ever since I've been born. However, the entire objective of the meeting was to create a model where women in India, specifically West Bengal, were able to follow the Sadota method of see one, do one, teach one. I was drawing during this meeting, and after I helped to hand out feedback forms, we started a brainstorming session. I chose to take part as something fun and something that I could do to fill my time. This is where the original blueprint for the Mobile Teaching Kitchen came into place. This was something drawn with pencils, crayons, and the imagination that only a child can really have. Initially, the idea was considered to be cute, but it wasn't feasible for the real world. Instead, the Mobile Teaching Kitchen team went with a proper design, something that made more sense, something that was more adult. Not long after, however, the physical building that was put in place was demolished by the local government. This ultimately led for us to invest heavily in the mobile aspect of the teaching kitchen. My main point is that I genuinely believe that everyone my age and younger has the ability to make a change. I acknowledge that I myself come from a place of privilege, which has allowed me to platform my voice in the way that I do. However, we should never prevent ourselves from being heard simply due to our age. As soon as we recognise the voice of youth, we realise it's not often only more logical, but it's also completely unrestrained by the restrictions that society has yet to place on us. Honestly, if I were in that meeting in 2016 as a 17-year-old, I probably would have never drawn something that was so wacky. I would have drawn something sensible, something that everyone else would have drawn. Simply because I wasn't scared to be heard as a child, and I was allowed to express my odd but fresh ideas, something beautiful came into fruition. A project where people were able to sustain themselves without succumbing to the harsh conditions placed upon them. If there is one thing I wish for anyone to take away from my virtual speech today, it is that no one is more special than anyone else. And honestly, that's a good thing. This means that everyone is capable of change. And everyone, and I mean everyone, is able to do something profound. There's a common misconception that being revolutionary has to mean something brand new and exciting, and sometimes, odd. However, sometimes being revolutionary is just sticking to what you know is right, and being able to share that with the people around you, undoubtedly unshaken and unscared. So, to conclude, in the words of our Nobel laureate and polymath, Rabindranath Tagore, the highest education is that which does not merely give us information, but makes our life in harmony with all existence. I hope everyone attending will be able to take something from this event and translate it into their everyday lives. After all, What is the use of knowledge if it be not for the people? Thank you very much.